Morning, y'all. The new Tyler, the Creator album has officially dropped, and I would love to do a quick review going over it, it's still fresh on my mind. So this isn't going to be a more in-depth review. Eventually down the road, I will end up doing one of those. But for now, I'm just going to go over my initial reactions and how I initially felt listening to the album. The album is Don't Tap the Glass by Tyler, the Creator, and it's a very short album, which has allowed me to listen to it a couple times before making this video, so I truly have been able to form an opinion on it. This is probably Tyler's most unique album yet. It sounds a lot like if you combined Igor and Cherry Bomb all at once. It has the chaos and insanity of Cherry Bomb, but it has the musical style of Igor. So if you combine the way that Igor sounds with the intensity of Cherry Bomb, you end up finding yourself an album that, well, really works. It's a great dance album. That's kind of what it was made to be, too. Really, really good. Getting you in the mood to start moving, it's almost impossible to listen to without at least nodding your head or, I don't know, doing something with your leg. Honestly, this album is experienced best when you're just simply dancing to it for an extended period of time. The album is very Daft Punk inspired. It has a lot of electronic noises. Like, you can literally feel the beats on most of these tracks, and it has a whole lot of rapping over it. It's mostly rap put over Daft Punk sounding beats, and it works really well to get you in the mood to dance. It's a great party album. It's the perfect thing to throw on at a party or in the background while you're working on something. It's not a very connected album, however. There's not a whole lot connecting all these tracks, except for a transition between all the tracks. But aside from the end and the beginning of the songs sounding the same, there's really nothing connecting these. The album still, however, feels like one big experience. When you put all of it together, it sounds and feels like one cohesive album, at least musically. But thematically, it doesn't do a great job tying them together. But because it doesn't have a concept tying it down, it's able to experiment very freely. With his previous albums, he hasn't really been able to really experiment the way that he would like to. On Chromacopia, all the songs have to sound the same to fit the theme and narrative that he wants to express with the album. And with Igor, everything has to be connected to a specific storyline. On Come If You Get Lost, however, he's able to experiment more freely. There's not a specific theme or a strong storyline tying him down. That being said, that's not to say that there isn't enough of a theme to tie it down in certain aspects. This is probably one of his most experimental albums out there. I mean, Cherry Bomb still tops it because it's Cherry Bomb. Listen to Cherry Bomb. It's almost impossible to come up with something even more experimental than that. I heard a lot of people saying this album felt rushed, but I just don't think that's the case. I think a lot of people got it in their mind that this album was rushed because of its release date. See, normally Tyler has 2 years between each album, and he messed that up with Chromacopia, and so this album is him getting back on track. It's him getting back to that schedule. But to do that, the album has to come out a year after Chromacopia. But really, this album has been being worked on since even before Chromacopia. You can tell that Tyler has spent a long time putting love and passion into this album. It works really well for what it's made to be. And I simply couldn't ask for a better album with this general theme. Some of these tracks feel very dark and kind of reminiscent of something off of Goblin. And some of these sound like they genuinely could have come straight from Call Me If You Get Lost, with all of them having that Igor and Cherry Bomb kind of combination feel that I described earlier. It all comes together to make this collection of insanely good songs. None of these songs are misses. Literally, none of these songs are worth skipping. Sure, I might have my favorite and my least favorite, but that doesn't mean any of these tracks are bad, per se. The only problem I really have with the album is that it's too short. And I'm not saying I don't like short albums. Heck, my favorite album of all time is Gorillaz the Now Now, and it's only like 45 minutes. But 45 minutes is still almost double the length of this album. Yeah, this album is super short. It's only like 29 minutes. And it leaves most of these songs feeling cut short. Not only is the track list kind of short, only having 11 songs on it, but also the track list consists of a lot of really short songs. Some of these songs aren't even 2 minutes. The longest song on here is 3 minutes and 22 seconds, that being the final track on the album. And don't get me wrong, it's amazing, and most of these songs are still great, they're just way too short. It almost feels like there was supposed to be more to the album. He even acknowledges at the end of the album that it's pretty short and that next time we'll try to make a longer album. But the only question that I have left is this the full album? Are we missing some extra tracks? Are the vinyl or the CD gonna have extra bonus tracks? Because usually Tyler puts a bonus track or two on his vinyls or CDs. But regardless of the length, this album is just a very strong collection of songs. Every single one of these songs are an 8 or higher. And honestly, I think this album could be one of his best albums if it was just a bit longer. It's really, really good, and I suggest that if you haven't listened to it, then you go listen to it right now. It's really short, so it'll take up barely any of your time, and it's a great summer vibe. It's just the best song to play for the rest of the summer because it has like a fun, upbeat, just enjoyable vibe, and I'm honestly super glad with what we got. I think for the rating, I'm gonna have to give this album a strong 8. It was almost a light 9. It's just too short. If it was a little bit longer, it would probably be a strong 9, but it's just missing out on some length. I hope that the bonus track that's included with the vinyl is good and is long enough to stretch it out to be a reasonable length. You see, albums don't always have to be this perfect, beautiful, emotional masterpiece to be good. This album perfectly proves that you can just make a whole bunch of songs that don't have any cohesive theme and make it still work really well. And so this album is honestly top 3 Tyler. I love it with every fiber of my being, and I'm super excited to pick up the vinyl. Let me know your guys' opinion on the album. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just eh? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading and responding to every single comment that y'all drop. That was my review on the brand new Tyler the Creator album, Don't Tap the Glass. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed making this video. You enjoyed watching it, I assume, since you made it all the way to the end. And I'm gonna keep making videos, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, remember the Alamo.